What's up, guys? It's your boy Nick Rodriguez, aka Nicky Rod, aka the Black Belt Slayer. I'm here today to teach you guys about 100 ways to build athleticism. This is geared specifically towards the grappler and the wrestler. But if you're watching this, no matter what field of work you're in, you're going to become more and more athletic. Here, I'm going to show you guys different variations of solo drills, dynamic stretching, stationary stretching, partner drills, to where you're using your partner to not only build athleticism, but to also build strength in your grappling career. All right, guys, welcome back to 100 Ways to Build Athleticism. This is geared specifically for wrestlers and grapplers. I'm going to show you a bunch of different variations of warm-ups where we're kind of stationary, to running, to using partners to build athleticism. Okay. Why don't you guys just kind of mirror me for a little bit, right? All right, so I kind of want to do this in a group, so I guess for now we'll keep it fairly tight, and then we'll start moving and whatnot. So I'm just going to be on my toes right here, get nice and loose, bouncing. You guys keep going, you guys keep bouncing right here. Now this is something I'll do pretty soon before a match or before practice, just to get my body moving nice and light. Now I'm going back and forth. Keep moving. Now I'm going to switch from side to side to then back and forth. Just getting my knees nice and warm, nice small body movements. Now take a break. Now I'll pace myself. Guys, keep moving, nice and slow. Now back to bouncing. Boom. Again, just a nice simple way to get your body nice and loose. So now I'm going to get into a dynamic stretch. I can do something like split my legs, bring my right hand down towards the mat, and I'll take my left hand towards the ceiling, and I'll just pause here for a few seconds, give a nice long stretch before I switch to the opposing side. So again, I'm in a kind of a splitted stance, not so much that my knees hitting the ground. I'm also not standing straight up. Knees kind of bent. My right hand is coming towards the ground next to my foot. My left hand is coming nice and wide, reaching for the ceiling. I can even choose to move and rotate the direction of my palm and wrist, just for a little extra stretch in there. Again, we don't want to overdo it so we're opening too much, but I want to make a straight line from the ground to the sky. Then I'll get up in there, I'll do another switch. I'll use my opposing hand, and I'll bring it nice and high. And I'll just give it a little tilt of my wrist, just give a little extra stretch while I'm doing that. Now, how I'll typically structure this is I'll create a straight line. We'll push this off real quick. So now how I typically structure this is I'll create a straight line and I'll do 4 or 5 reps in a row and then there and back. So let me restart the intro. So typically how I treat this dynamic stretch, I'll do it on a straight line. I'll do about 4 or 5 reps going down, jog back, and then once again, just get nice and loose and prepare for the next movement. So you guys should just start doing it. Very nice. Another good dynamic stretch is the Spiderman walk. I'll get down on the mat, almost in a push-up position. I look to bring one knee high, and I'll connect it to my knee elbow. I'll come down towards the mat, and I'll walk almost as if I'm Spider-Man. tries? Yeah, I mean, I'll fix you up. Yeah, well, almost like a push-up. Very nice, very nice. Looking good. Do it back, like this one. All right, good. So, again, another great way to get warmed up, using the Spiderman stretch, a dynamic movement to get you guys nice and loose and warm. Another simple one I like to do is just a bit of a toe touch where I'm standing still and I move my feet and I just reach down, touch my feet. Again, this is a movement I'll do before I get nice and sweaty, before everything's really moving well. I'll look to just put a leg in front, reach down, swoop my foot, and then switch to opposing position. I'm almost a bit of a shadow wrestling the more warm I get, where I'm switching stances properly, reaching down low, touch the mat. Because it matches when we're in our wrestling stance, we're going to be moving, changing levels. This is kind of the first stage of that, where I have my knees bent and I'm rocking back and forth. I put some movement in there, and I just simply reach down, touch a foot, switch legs, reach down, touch a foot. So let's have you guys give it a try. Switching stance, like, yep. Get a little bit lower. Try to touch your toes if you can. Yep. Very nice. All right, now I'm starting to implement some movement into my warm-ups. I can do things like bring my knees nice and high, running stance right here. Just get my highs knee, and I go back down to my stance, guided moving, get my shadow wrestling, and then I'm back up here. Getting my knees nice and high, boom. And I'll alternate that with going in the opposing direction, bringing my heels to my butt. So I'm playing between my wrestling stance, bringing my knees nice and high, and then back in my stance, I'm switching the heels of butt. Again, playing very nice and lightly, getting everything down there nice and warm before training. Let's give it a go. Looking good. We're getting a bit warmer, so we're going to start doing things like forward rolls. I'm in a resting stance. I'm going to grab a straight line of mat, lift a roll over my head. I'm using 2 hands on the mat. So initially when I'm rolling, there's a few different ways to do it. Over shoulders, overhead. For this movement, I'm going specifically over my head. I'm grabbing a resting stance. As I go to roll, I bring my hands out in front of me, tap the mat. As I roll up to my feet, back in my resting stance. Again, I'm here, we're grabbing a straight line of mat. I'm in my staggered stance. I'm coming towards the mat. Hands hit first, tuck the head. We land back on our feet, back in a resting stance. So you guys grab a straight line with me. We're gonna go down, hit the mat, and we'll roll. You guys go good? All right, another very similar movement. Instead of rolling over the head, I'm going to roll over the shoulder. As previously, I was a bit square going over. more so this movement. Now I'm gonna look to tuck the shoulder as I roll. I'm in my stance, tuck the shoulder, shoulder roll. So again, very similar to the forward roll, but now we're doing a shoulder roll on the side. This will help guide you towards getting a better Granby. When I'm Granbying from bottom, I'm looking to clear my feet heist up, and as I'm using this quad pod, I'm stepping, tucking, and Granbying shoulder to shoulder. So it's a very similar movement to where if you use the shoulder roll, you can do it on an opponent if you just clear your hips in the correct way. So I'm here in my stance. I'm ready to start attacking this shoulder roll. And I'm using my left arm to create momentum, and I'm throwing my shoulder and arm and my upper body between my legs. Boom. So again, we're in a wrestling stance, looking at shoulder roll. Back up in my stance. I'll grab a straight line, do it a few reps, jog back, do it again. So once again, in my wrestling stance, moving a little bit, and now I'm ready to shoulder roll. As I go forward, I look to tuck my hand and get that momentum going over my shoulder. Why don't you guys give it a try? Very nice. Do it back. Awesome, once again. That's good. All right, now we're gonna get into some back rolls. When I'm looking at back roll, falling it's important to understand how to fall. You see, sometimes people try to catch themselves with their hands, try to push away. This can be kind of dangerous when they're extending and falling. So when I'm looking to fall backwards and do a backward roll, I typically have something like a staggered stance. And as I kick away, I'll drop my butt, look to roll over, and I'm back up in my wrestling stance. So I'll do it a few times for you guys. Boom, square, back away, and I'm back in my stance. See it from this angle. So initially I'm square. I'm moving my feet a little bit. When I'm ready, get a square stance, drop the hips, push away, and I'm able to get a nice clean backwards roll. So now we're gonna do this in a line to where I'm staying in a straight line, consistent with being my wrestling stance. Boom. Why don't you guys give it a try? Awesome. Back this way. One more. Okay, another similar variation, the backward roll, where I'm using my lower body to extend up and over and back to my wrestling stance. So standard backward roll, we just roll and land in stance. Here we're going to use our core and lower body to explode up and then land in our stance. A bit more explosive, but better for building athleticism and that core strength. So I'm here, I land square and back to my stance immediately. So again, once I'm upside down, I'm falling, I'm curving my spine to roll backwards. And once my shoulders are directly under my knees, I will extend my hips up in addition to my hands being on the mat. So a combination of me falling with a curved spine, I use that momentum to get to my shoulder line. Once I'm here, I can extend the lower body up in addition to having my hands on the mat. I use my arms to push away, and I ride that lower body extension in order to get up and over. So I'm in a position like this. Back in my stance. Again, movements for building athleticism. It's important to understand how to move your body as a whole. Understand your body, even understanding your body in the air when you're jumping or moving is very important. So I'm here. Back in my stance. Why don't you guys give it a try? All right, good. Both of you guys come here real quick, actually. All right, so let's go you first, right? I want you to fall towards your back, and as your shoulders hit the mat, try to get up as high as you can. If you can make your feet touch the ceiling, do it. All right, so just do it. Okay, very nice. Go again. All right, let me see yours. Okay, I need a bit more explosion when you're upside down. The moment your head is under your knees, you're like, oh, I want to get my feet straight up. Okay, now try falling with two hands. So as you fall, both your hands catch and you ride that kip all the way up. Try it again over here. Good. Okay. Now let's try this, right? So because a lot of it comes from being in a position like this. Like say you're inverting, right? You're trying to go for legs and stuff. You got to get those hips nice and high so you can lock that triangle. So when I'm here, I have that kind of same idea. Get my hips up off the ground. You want to get your hips so high that only your shoulders are technically touching the mat. So we'll probably start you from your butt. I'll probably start from your butt. We'll look to curve your spine. As you fall, just focus on getting this as high as you can. And then eventually, we'll look to mix in the full rotation. Okay? So just a few times, get your butt all the way off the mat. That's great. Another one like that. One more. Good. Now try to work in. Tuck your hands under, and then as you explode up, use your arms to push as well. That was really close. That was really close. Take a second. Take a second. Can I see yours again? Good, good. You see how he's extending his body? You're becoming straight, and you're doing a good job just there. I think as soon as you add in pushing with your hands, it's going to be good. Very nice, very nice. Give me one more and get. You start from your feet and get some momentum when you go backwards. That's good. That's good. One more. Good job. Again, building athleticism, using your body weight to work with you. All right, another great way to build athleticism is your standard cartwheel. You grab a nice piece of mat, and I start the cartwheel. So very important to understand, to learn your body, right? It's like if you're ambidextrous, you can do things on the left and the right side of the body. It almost makes it so you know twice the amount of techniques. If you can shoot a single on the left and the right side, it's twice as good. So cartwheels makes the other side of your body work just as well as the normal. If you're a lefty, if you're a righty, try to do cartwheels on both sides to build that ambidextriness throughout your body. I don't know if that's a word, but again, using all sides of your body, letting everything connect a little bit better. Important to try to attempt a cartwheel on both sides, both your good and your bad side. So standard cartwheel, when I'm coming down, I'm looking essentially to replace my foot with my hand. As I go down, I place my foot with a hand, and I use this momentum of my back leg to get me up and around. So I'm here, boom. So again, I'm transitioning momentum essentially. I'm coming down towards the mat, and as I hit, I'm kicking backwards, and that momentum is going to carry me up and around. And I'm just bracing on the other side. Boom. I want you guys to give it a try. Don't kick each other. All right, just step in front. Couple more. Very nice. Now you're rolling. That's good. Another basic movement, but overall builds a lot of athleticism throughout the years. Something to be consistent in is the cartwheel, both on your left and your right side. Get used to it, get better at it. All right, so a bit more advanced than the cartwheel is the elbow cartwheel. I've done this a bunch in wrestling, especially if you have a guy that's like kind of shooting on you and he falls to his knees. We kind of cartwheel over him or use that momentum to score. But nevertheless, the elbow cartwheel, where I'm positioned like this, and as opposed to going standard hands to the mat, I'll fall to the elbows and I'll land back up in my wrestling stance. You can do this starting from your knees as well, a bit easier. Keeping up and over. And then eventually working towards your hands. So again, much more difficult than the standard extended arm cartwheel. The elbow cartwheel can be done from the knees or from the wrestling stance. But again, getting used to that core movement and getting used to both sides, very important. Let's do stepping first. It's tough. Better. Try from your knees. That's good. Very nice. I'll take a break. See Roman. Very nice. Go for your knees. Awesome. Good job. You take a break. Let me see you do it again. From the hands or from your standing. That was good. That was real good. Go again. Yeah. One more each side. It's like there's a balancing moment where if it's too much one way, you're just gonna fall backwards. You know? Good job. That's good. All right, another great way to build athleticism and body awareness: the elbow cartwheel. Give it a try. Okay, a bit of a gymnastics movement, the round off, where it's kind of a cartwheel, kind of a 180. You mix them together, you get yourself a round off. So we'll use this from a wrestling stance where I'm here, I go to cartwheel, but I land the exact opposite direction that I was. So your standard round off is here. Boom, we're landing up. So I'll do it this way as well. Standard round off. But now I'm going to start and end in a wrestling stance because everything's about beating our opponent here. So I'm in my wrestling stance. Boom, I'm moving. Now I'm ready. Round off, right to the opposing side. So again, in my stance, I'm moving. I'm ready. Round off, right to the opposing side. All right, you guys get. Let's go second first. Very nice. 2 more. Very nice. Let's see rolling. That's good right there. All right, another similar variation of the round off is I'm coming here for the round off, and we're gonna meet it with an explosive knee to chest explosion. So I'm jumping up, bringing my knees to my chest, immediately after round off. I'm getting my body used to fast reactions where I'm ready to go in an instant. So I'm here, cartwheel, round off, and I land with knees to chest, and I'll go back in my stance. So again, I'm moving here, boom, I'm ready, cartwheel, hit my round off, and bring my knees to my chest. So let's see it first. Round off, knees to chest. Bring the knees higher. That's it, just make it feel like that. Yes, 2 more. Great job. Let's see Roman. Very nice. 1 more each side. That's good. Again, implementing a bit of a shadow wrestling stance into things like round offs and cartwheels. So we're using this round off to explode up at the end, and previously we're using it just to keep our wrestling stance. So play with both, have fun, get better. All right, so if you're on the bit higher level of athleticism and bodily capability, right, you understand how to move your body a little bit better than others, something like a round off flip would suit your style. So again, I see a lot of high-level athletes, specifically wrestlers and mixed martial artists, that are able to do this movement. And I think it shows you that it's really important to understand exactly how to move your body, even when you're in the air. So, starting off, I'll do something like cartwheel to create momentum, and I'll use this to jump back. Again, I'm a big boy. This is one of my, I'm not the best at this, but I try it, and I get better at it when I do. So, I'm in here, something like that. Again, a bit risky. Actually, not that risky. I've never got hurt. I've never really seen anybody get hurt doing it. If you land on the mat, you're not 10 feet in the air. But again, we're using the cartwheel, landing in a round off, and using that momentum to toss my body up and over. Now, a mistake I make is sometimes when I'm transitioning, I'm jumping, I'll only move my hands a little bit. So it's important to move your hands all the way through and thrust through with your body so we can explode up and turn around. Also, it's best if you tuck your knees when you are getting upside down. So use this movement, you're cartwheeling, you're hitting this round off, and we're landing, exploding up. And as we do so, as I get upside down, tucking my knees to my chest so I can get a better rotation. It's a bit more difficult for me to do that because I'm just not that good at it. But again, a very good movement to build athleticism and body awareness. Anybody want to go first? I mean, a fail is fine. You know, you fail. I failed this lots. Can't commit. There is definitely a mental wall that you have to cross to get it, because it's like once you're upside down, you gotta be in it to win it. Create some momentum. You don't have to do it from stagnant. You know, create some momentum. Yeah. Round off, boom, you just flip. Throw yourself. You gotta send it. Full commitment. You wanna watch it again?
Yeah.
All right. I think it's just in your mind, bro. It's in your mind. All right, we're doing cartwheel, or we're doing round off, backflip, no problem. Even if you fail, you're just gonna land on it in the turtle.
Yeah. Yeah.
close, very close. To kind of get it started, if you're like a little sketched out about sending it, full to the air, you could always like toss a hand on the mat as you come up. So I'll land in my cartwheel, I'll land in my round off, and I can go down first and do things like this just to kind of work my way up. But eventually you just gotta commit to it.
Yeah.
You wanna try it again?
I'll try the hand thing.
Hand thing, yeah.
Like a good idea. Go on.
You're not gonna try this? All right, that's the only how I was able to do it. But give it a try. Get you a crash pad if you want. I mean, I've done it with no crash pad for years since I was like 12. So again, using the round off, smashing that back flip, transitioning that weight all the way up, sending it backwards. Don't get hurt, but have fun with trying it. All right, another great way to build athleticism, the one-handed cartwheel. Almost like an aerial, but you're not that good yet, so you have to use a hand. So when I'm in a position like this, I can get warmed up with all the things that I showed you previously. And once you are warm, I'll use this one-handed cartwheel, very similar to your standard cartwheel, but I'm just sending it with one hand. And now, boom. So again, we're using our lower body to kind of create this momentum to where we can send our upper body up and over pretty fast. So I'm in here moving. When I'm ready, I start sending it for the one-handed cartwheel. As I plant my hand on the mat, I have this momentum kicking my lower body backwards, up and over. So once again, boom. Ooh. Let's try the other side again. Yeah, so the one-handed cartwheel, pretty tough, but not as risky as like the round off backflip. Who wants to go first? You, yeah. Sick. All right, sweet. One more. Great job. Very nice. One more. Awesome. All right, so pretty good. Again, trying both sides. For whatever reason, when I do it with my left, I feel the need to tuck my arm. But when I do it with my right, I feel the need to go out wide. So play with the hand, placement, hand adjustment, whatever suits you better, use that. So I'll show you guys once again. One arm cartwheel, left side. One arm cartwheel, right side. Give it a try. All right, guys, another great way to build athleticism is the bear crawl. I've been doing it for a long time. It's a staple in the wrestling environment, and I would like to see it used more in the grappling world. I just feel it's a good way to kind of move your body around and carry that body weight over a bunch of different steps. And, it's not too far off of being in a wrestling stance or attacking somebody that's in closed guard, because you're kind of in this bent over positions, moving your opponent around. So I'm here in my standard, I'm here in trying to bear crawl. Essentially, you have a position where you can walk directly forward, or you can angle your body a little bit and use this angle to bear crawl. I personally enjoy having an angle. I feel like I get more traction and explosion when I'm kind of doing this cross bear crawl where I'm creating an angle. At the same time, isn't too much of a variation of doing a straight one. So pick your choice, find what's better for you, and play with it a little bit. So let's go, both of you guys. Actually, give me a second first. Yep. Just bear crawl to me and then back. Nice. Now give me much slower, give me like half that speed. Very nice. Let's go, Roman. Just like 5 or so steps up and then back. Very nice. All right, can we do like a jog side by side? You guys both together. Do like a jog down towards me. No, I'm sorry, bear crawl jog. Yes, bear crawl. Very good. Now stop at that wall. Stop right there at that wall. Now take a second, you guys are gonna race down. All right, this is for pride and that's it, just pride. On go. Ready, set, go. So as you saw in the far lane, right, my guy's Roman, his feet were kicking up a little bit, and that'll tend to happen because you're looking, you're digging for that traction. So you use that explosiveness to come up and push through. So sometimes your feet will kick up a little bit. It's all good as long as you're moving in that direction. You're good.